Hi, my name is Dr. Jimmy Massey, and I will be doing my biology project on birds, which is chapter 42 in the textbook, and more specifically, I will be doing my project on the pigeon. So, most of you guys know the pigeon and you see them on a day-to-day basis, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more information about them that you may not know. So, the feral pigeon is called the Columba vivia domestica, which is its Latin name. It's in the kingdom of Animalia, the phylum of Chordata, a class of aves, the order of columbiforms, the family of Columbidae, genus of Columba, species of Columba livia, subspecies of Columba livia domestica. So, it is said that most birds, and eventually pigeons, evolved from an ancient bird-like creature known as the Archaeopteryx. This bird-like creature had talons on its forelimbs, which birds nowadays do not. It had teeth, which also birds nowadays do not have, and it had a long bony tail. So, now more recently, the domestic pigeon was originally bred from the wild rock dove, which naturally inhabited sea cliffs and mountains. So, these birds have moved to more urban areas, such as cities, and they adapted to the environment by substituting their cliffs and seaside mountains to skyscrapers. So, now that they are in urban areas, they can create large amounts of excrement and they carry disease. And combined with property damage, pigeons are largely considered to be a nuisance and an invasive species. And there's many steps that are being taken to lower their numbers or completely eradicate them. This is why many people know the term sky rat, which is basically kind of what pigeons are. So, the breeding system that pigeons use, current evidence suggests that wild and domestic pigeons mate for life, and they are monogamous for the most part, which means that they only have one spouse, kind of like humans. But sometimes males do initiate other matings with females, and due to their ability to produce something called crop milk, pigeons can breed at any time of the year, which also takes a part in how many pigeons there are and why there's so many of them in a population. So, courtship rituals for pigeons. These can be often observed in urban parks at any time of the year, and the male on the ground or rooftop basically puffs up his feathers to appear larger to impress the others and attract attention, mainly a female. And then he basically just initiates mating with the female, and then the male proceeds to feed the female by regurgitating his food, and then they do that as well when they're feeding their young, which is kind of weird, but birds also do that to their babies. So, nesting for birds. Birds generally like to nest in abandoned buildings, and mass nesting is common for pigeons as because they are very social animals and they flock in communities, and dozens upon dozens of birds will share a building. Loose tiles and broken windows provide access, and pigeons are very good at spotting new locations. For example, property damage caused by strong winds. They can easily take advantage of that and start nesting in a place inside a building. So basically, pigeons have a large issue about overpopulation, which I mentioned earlier. And people, again, are starting to try to take action against these and eradicate them or just lower their numbers. And basically, this is just another challenge for the pigeon to overcome to survive in its environment. And yeah, that was the end of my presentation. Pigeons are pretty cool. Thank you for watching.